can't let you do this. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be the same. Oh boy, there's gotta be more to this. Just tell me that I'll hold you in my arms again. Give me your loving, give me your loving. Just give me your loving, give it to me, baby. Give me your loving, just give me your loving. Yeah, give me your loving. way tonight. Bets are off. I'm gonna find my way tonight. Way tonight. Won't you talk to me? I wanna heal your sorrows. We'll make a new tomorrow. One night to find the answer. What makes this heart beat faster?
Hello, everybody. How is it going? Welcome to Show and Tell Live. Glad you all could be here today. Hope everyone had a good week, and certainly, hopefully, a better week, just in terms of life. But here we are, ready to do some comedy improv for all of you. Thank you for being here as we go ahead and get started, but can't do it alone. Let's introduce our man in the red TV, Alex.
It's me, Red TV guy. Feel like Benjamin's not here.
Introduce our man in the green TV.
Hi, I'm not going to continue that bit because I'm just concerned about where it's going to go.
It was a bad bit.
Starting strong in the purple TV.
Hey, it's me in the purple TV.
Oh, the bit's back!
The TV. Pass the SpaghettiOs.
And finally, in the blue TV, Steve.
It's me in the blue TV.
Oh.
Isn't it blue?
Oh. It's
So
the
according to this bit, that would mean I'm Mario, Max is Luigi, Dom is Mario, Dan is
Luigi.
and Steve is that
shy guy
when you throw off of the cliff.
It's one of those penguins that doesn't know any better than sliding off the cliff.
I'm okay with being Luigi.
I mean, Luigi's definitely the coolest of those 5 character choices.
I don't
Classic.
know.
Luigi was always my favorite.
I don't know. Waluigi in Mario Party 8 had that rose. Mwah. Does anyone know he takes out the rose and it's like...
Oh yeah.
like he was...
Well, I think that
stunting.
started as like his celebration in Wii Tennis, right?
Who
I
knows?
think
that
the
was like-
only thing that matters, though, is that Donkey Kong dabs in the last Mario Kart when you hit sweet jumps. And if anyone doesn't believe me, look it up. Let's go ahead and jump into some actual improv tonight. The first thing we're going to start off with is a game called Conspiracy. So this is a game for everyone. What we're going to need is a light, made-up conspiracy. So nothing that already exists. We know all the real conspiracies. We watch the Harry Horror Show. We're well familiar. We need made-up conspiracies, brand new ones. Wouldn't that be great if we could make up a conspiracy and then get Harry to do a bit on it? Like do an episode on it with the conspiracies that we made up the conspiracy? That's great. Anyways, let's get some fake made-up conspiracies in chat. And we will take it
Mario
from there.
DDR.
Yeah. Oh my god. Can we please play DDR on the show at some point? Because I have DDR
Yeah.
mats, that's all. Alright.
Why don't you and Melissa play DDR?
It's not with me here. I have to go get my old PS2, which is 3
Oh, right,
PSs
right.
behind, so...
Can you get like more camera setup? So like 1 foot cam where you just see like people stepping on all the...
Oh yeah, you would want a foot cam, wouldn't you, Max?
Oh, Dan!
Speaking of conspiracies, let's see what we got in here.
Max is the footman.
Max the
Damn
footman!
it. Damn it. There's no way out of this. Max.
Yeah, no, I like Karen's idea though. The Earth core is actually made of ants, and all the ants are coming from the core of the Earth. That's terrifying, but I do like it. So we'll start off with the Earth is hollow and filled with ants.
Who's starting?
All right, I got this. I got this.
Go for it.
Okay, listen up, everybody. I found out it's honestly a pretty scary revelation. And you know, it's my job to sort of awaken the mind's eye of my audience. Ants come from the Earth's core. The proof is all there. You know, fire ants were sort of the first ones up. They adapted like halfway between the Earth's core and the surface. And from there, they just kind of keep coming. Those tunnels go way deeper than anyone actually thought that they do. That's why, you know, ants are specialized, developed for like high pressure areas, you know? It's because they're all coming from the inside. And, it's a little bit refreshing to finally know what's inside the Earth. Because as any of my subscribers know, we've been wondering that for a real long time. You know, we know it's not a molten core. We know it's not just a bunch of lava, obviously. But I'm telling you, it is absolutely fire ants and just ants in general. They're down there.
So it's my belief here on the Truth Channel, as I like to call it, that ants were the original dominant species of the Earth. And we can tell that because of the fact that they're so good under pressure. Like, I haven't seen a person go into a PowerPoint session and actually like do the PowerPoint correctly. Have you? That's not a real thing. And the ants, they're fine with it. They hit the clicker when they need to. They've got the right transitions, not those pre-built PowerPoint transitions and the clip art stuff, but they make their own. They're really good under pressure. And when you ask them a question, they know it. And that's why they're better than humans.
Hey everybody again. Hope you're strapped in for this episode. I have just realized that humans will eventually evolve into ants. You see, the government's always talking about how we're destroying the environment and we're too disruptive to what's around us. What is around us? Ants. Ants have maybe the same amount of sophistication in their structures as humans do. Eventually, humans are going to realize that we need to downsize and go into the earth and make environmentally compatible structures, and we will evolve into ants. Ants are actually people from the future. Think about it.
All right. Look. I just want to get this out in the air. I find it very weird that you can have a relative called an ant that's a bug, but there's no bug uncle? Now look, I'm not saying that uncle bugs are out there, but I know they are, okay? Look, you get an uncle bug, it goes by a different name. You ever heard of murder hornets? Yeah, that's right, that's just an uncle bug, all right? You know, you have the ants, they're coming from the ground, well, the uncles are up in the sky, all right? They're getting us surrounded, people. Look, I've said this before in my 8 subscriber appreciation video. I need bugs gone, all right? They're only gonna take over your lives and my lives. Think about it.
So I don't know if you guys have noticed anything weird happening here on the tube, as I like to call it, but a lot of other streamers have been talking about ants lately, right? Shit's weird, right? Suddenly overnight, every major YouTube star's got ants on the brain. It's all they seem to talk about. I want to know, why? Where did this come from? What happened to the classic stuff? You know, like the Men in Black, the UFOs. Well, that's all thrown out the window now. You know why? Because ants got that ad money. They're the ones paying. Ants are controlling the purse strings. That's why all these people keep talking about it. And yes, I monetized this video. Sue me, all right? one, I got a living. It's hard being a researcher. And two, if I'm taking the money from the ants, it just means that these other YouTubers can't do it. You're welcome. I've saved YouTube. Think about it.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Dom, you want to know how the ants got all the money? Because they're so good under pressure.
Ants never buy the timeshare, Steve.
Dom,
They're too smart.
Was that a Jerry Seinfeld impression?
I don't know.
Yeah,
what
no,
that
you
was.
sounded a lot like Seinfeld in the middle of that.
What's the deal with all these ants on the airplane?
Oh my god, alternate dimension where Jerry Seinfeld did the Ant Bully instead of the Bee Movie.
Oh my god.
I just watched a video about how the movie A Bug's Life is exactly the same as the movie Seven Samurai.
Oh my god.
Wow.
How? Wait, explain this to
Wait,
me.
explain
Matt.
to me.
Explain
It
this to
honestly
me.
is. Okay, the video definitely like did that classic YouTube essay over analyzation of the movie, but the large strokes are very exactly the same. Basically, it's a village who are like farmers who collect food, and
Sure.
they get bullied by raiders who steal all their food, and the villagers are like, we don't know what we're gonna do, we don't have any food to eat. So someone from the village goes out, finds warriors, brings them back, and the warriors defend off against the raiders so that the village can like prosper.
Cool, but
and
what's the Seven Samurai about?
Seven Samurai is exactly that. It's like got me. You scroned me.
Got it.
This is Foot Guy all over again. I'm destroyed.
Yeah. It's about bugs. Exactly.
Yeah, it's about bugs.
Yeah.
So in the Seven Samurai, are the Seven Samurai like also not very good samurai? Because like the bug warriors aren't great bug warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Bug Warriors, quote unquote, they were circus actors.
Well, I've been led to believe that all circus folk are trained martial artists, so I don't know.
Yeah. Also,
When did the Seven Samurai build a giant flying machine to terrorize and terrify?
That was at the end of the second act. That's when.
Okay.
yeah. And also, motion design. Almost all westerns just stole from Japanese samurai films.
Actually, they're pretty interlaced because a lot of Japanese samurai films stole directly from the Western films that stole from them.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
actually they're very like
Yes.
double helixy crossed over.
Well, yeah, but
It's hard to say at a certain point who was influencing who anymore.
Well, yeah. Obviously, once they both existed, but the samurai films existed first. So.
Suddenly ashamed of my lack of Bugs Life knowledge. Mac and Bree, is that because you're more of an Ants fan?
No one is
Oh,
more of
God.
an Ants
Oh
fan.
God.
That doesn't exist. What are
My,
you talking about?
My.
No one is more of an Ants fan.
I may or may not have seen the Ants movie more than Bugs Life.
That's impossible.
That's
I've
possible.
seen them both a lot, but I
The-
may or may not have seen Ants.
with the Ants movie, I definitely like vividly remember like the huge battle scene because like one of the opposing bugs had like acid blood that like killed a bunch of ants, and there was that one guy who only had his head and like he was decapitated, and he was talking to the main character with only his head left.
Yeah.
And that was like a lot for me as a kid.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? Bugs Life, it's a Western movie, it's a samurai movie, whatever you, that's it's an adventure movie. Ants, that's a war movie. That's straight up a war movie.
Yeah.
And it does not pull punches when it comes to being a war movie.
Yeah, it's a war on your personality to be able to listen to Woody Allen for that long.
Did not realize
So for those of you
Also-
that don't know your Pixar history, the reason that they're basically the same exact movie is because they came from the same exact conversation. There was a meeting that happened long when Pixar was just first created. And Toy Story 2 had just come out, where they had a meeting called like The Conversation, where they ate lunch in this tiny booth in like a studio somewhere. And basically one of those people that was at the conversation, there's three of them, got hired to head DreamWorks and took all of those ideas with them to DreamWorks. because at the time DreamWorks was working on 2D animation. They were doing The Prince of Egypt was supposed to be their first flagship film, but this guy rushed ants out the door so that they could beat A Bug's Life. And Pixar had a real moment where they were like, should we even release this movie? It's the same movie. And then they're like, we spent 3 years working on it, put it out there, and they put it out there and critics were like, yeah, Ants was good, but this Bug's Life is great. So cheaters never prosper is really the moral of that story.
So,
Here's a hot take for you.
Well, I was just gonna say thanks, Gumboot, for the subscription.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes,
For 5 months.
And bringing up Magnificent 7, which is
So much.
also the
5
same.
months. That's fantastic. Yeah.
So here's my hot take.
Okay.
Bug's Life is greater than Ants, which is greater than Ant Bully.
Yeah, well, that's not even a hot take.
Okay,
I don't
I wasn't
remember
sure.
Ant Bully at
You know,
all.
Ant Bully, Ant Bully is from the more beloved, like, I don't know. I feel like people rag on Ants more than they rag on Ant Bully.
They do, but that's because Ants is worth remembering, and Ants Bully doesn't exist in the modern zeitgeist.
How
That's
about
fair.
Bug's Life is greater than Ants, which is greater than Seven Samurai.
We all can agree to that, Max. Let's move on to our next game before we just start talking about more bug movies. We're going to play a game called Customer Service. So all we need from the chat is what's a product or service that typically wouldn't have a customer service line for it. So we've done things in the past like lunch boxes, toasters, Roombas, pretty much anything you can think of. What is something that probably wouldn't have a customer service line?
Yeah. We can't forget about the B movie. You're right, motion design.
We did mention it.
No, I think it's perfectly okay to forget about the B movie.
I mean, the thing is that honestly, I don't think B movie's a bad movie. It's definitely been memed. Like, it's definitely better than Ants. Like, I would say it's Bug's Life, B movie, then Ants, then Ant Bully.
Hey,
Probably.
here's the thing. I really enjoyed the B movie video game, and I definitely recommend people play it if you haven't already.
Where are you going with this?
But
Yeah.
not a fan of the movie itself.
Someone clearly doesn't like jazz.
Personally,
Right.
I like all of our followers, even youngster Jazz.
All right,
We're gonna do bird feeders. That's a good one. Thank you, Lindsay. We're gonna do bird feeders. This is a call helpline for people needing help with their bird feeders. Take it away.
Yes.
Hello. Yes. Hello. How may I help you today at Bird Feeders and Bird Feeders Incorporated?
Yes, hi. I'm just wondering because my bird feeder, the birds they're not eating it per se. They're more just like diving into it and jumping around and like cleaning themselves with it. Is that something that normally happens?
Yes. So it seems that you're probably feeding your birds a little bit too much seed, and they have grown accustomed to this abundance of wealth and have become self-actualized. So what you're going to want to do is just take away all of the feed that you've given them over the past week. Just take it all away.
Okay.
And bring their society back down to the Stone Age instead of living a life of luxury in the seeds.
Got it. That's why Mom said never give anyone the seed. Okay, good. I'll do that right away. Okay, bye.
Bye. All right. Well, hello. Welcome to Bird Feeders and Bird Feeders Incorporated. How
Yes.
may I be of service today?
I was walking in the park and I saw a bird feeder sitting on the park bench feeding a bunch of birds, and my dog got super mad at all the birds, and it was a terrible time, and my dog nearly ran away from me, and I want you to remove that bird feeder immediately.
Okay. So, thank you for your complaint. Our old woman model is currently in the testing phases, and it moves on its own free will. So if you give it a couple minutes, that old woman that we have paid and licensed out as a product will be moving on her merry way I believe she has an appointment with her grandkids later. So once you go there again, you shouldn't see the old woman.
Good. I better not.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling Bird Feeders and Bird Feeders Incorporated. Have a great day.
Goodbye.
Hello, and welcome to Bird Feeders and Bird Feeders Incorporated, where we definitely didn't just have a typo in our licensing agreement.
Yeah. See, I got one of your carnivorous models where, so I filled up the bird feeder with dead carcasses of small mice and amounts of fish, and it's working fine. The falcons and the hawks are coming, but the meat is starting to rot and it smells disgusting. What do I do?
See, what you're working with is the carnivorous model actually takes a little bit more to get going. Usually you're going to want to build a society of birds around it that worship the plant as an idol or a false god. And this will keep the birds around long enough so that the meat won't spoil.
All right, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you for calling Bird Feeders and Bird Feeders Incorporated, and we hope that you have a less rotten day. Hello, welcome to Bird Feeders and Bird Feeders Incorporated. How may I help you?
Yeah, Michael Keaton's here?
Yes, Michael Keaton. He's one of our CEOs. We have a few of those.
He's dressed up as the Birdman from the movie Birdman, and he's Can you do something, or?
Yeah, we get these calls at least twice a week since the movie came out.
Yeah.
He thinks that there's still going to be a sequel to the movie, so he's trying to get in character again. He's a very big method actor. So you just have to go and show him the box office ticket sales for the first Birdman and just console him until he realizes that they're not going to get a sequel. So that might be a little hard. You might want to get a couple tissues, but it should do the trick.
All right, I'll see what I can do. Keaton, there's not going to be another movie. Stop it!
Oh, thank you and have a great day.
All right, bye.
Bye. Hello and welcome to Bird Feeders and Bird Feeders Incorporated. How may I help you?
Your product sucks. It needs to be bigger.
Excuse me. Who is this?
It's a concerned customer.
Can I have your name, please?
Yes, it's Hugh. Sir. Hugh, sir.
Hugh, sir. That sounds familiar. Let me check my. Hey, why are you calling us again? I told you not to call us here.
Make bigger bird feeders. There's not enough food. Bye.
No, get out of here. Stop calling us. Oh, these birds. Well, hello. Welcome to Bird Feeders and Bird Feeders Incorporated. How may I help you today?
Hi, I called a little while ago. With the carnivorous model, I did as you said, and I turned the bird feeder into an idol, but one of the falcons has positioned himself as Bird Moses, and he picked into a piece of bark 10 commandments, and one of them is that they shouldn't be worshiping idols, and I have a huge problem on my hand. This really got out of hand fast. What do I do?
Okay, so what you're going to need is a little divine interference here, and I know just the people to call. We have a sister company called Tesla Coil and Tesla Coil Incorporated, and they will allow you to be able to create your own thunderstorms and cast down those who you see as a false prophet within the bird society.
Okay, right.
So
I would position myself as Bird God and tell them not to believe in Bird Moses.
Yes, exactly. Alternative suggestions is you could become a pharaoh.
Okay, those are two great options.
All right, thank you for calling Bird Feeders and Bird Feeders Incorporated and Tesla Coils and Tesla Coils Incorporated. We hope you have a great day with our products.
Thanks.
See.
Bye-bye.
Moses wants to shut down false bird idols. So you're gonna bird smite him.
Motion design. Thanks for those bits, and also thanks to Zenfrox for those 2 gift subs.
Appreciate you being here, all of you.
That gets us one step closer to a new emote. So thank you for giving me more work to do.
Steve, you need more work to do.
Can we get that on a shirt? Max throwing lightning bolts. We can try.
Oh, God.
I mean, right now we have this beautiful masterpiece.
Yeah, I guess we should show our current merch.
Watching paint dry is sexy.
Hell yeah.
Steve gave us a vivid description of the inner intimacy of watching paint dry earlier, and I couldn't resist putting that onto a shirt for us.
It was a powerful description.
It was.
Oh, I had something exciting happen to me.
Oh,
Just
yeah?
last night, actually. Yeah.
What happened to you, Max?
I was just hanging out, and I spilled water on my laptop. It was very exciting, and I flipped my laptop upside down, and I was like, you know what? I'll go to bed tonight, and I'll wake up tomorrow morning and see what happened. What happened? And then I realized that if my laptop wasn't working, I didn't know how I was going to stream with you guys.
Oh, no.
So I was a little concerned, but I woke up this morning and I was disappointed to find that it still turned on because I got excited last night at the prospect of buying a new laptop, which now is working.
That always sucks when you think you've broken something.
So if there's any tech issues, blame Max.
Yeah. That's always the thing. That's always the thing anyways.
I actually, pretty similarly, the other day, I spilled some milk on my laptop.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was eating some milk and cookies, and I leaned in too much for the cookie because I didn't want it to drip on my laptop as I was pulling it. And then I leaned in too much, and I bumped the milk glass and got it didn't fully spill, but it did that thing where it shakes and then spills out both sides.
Oh yeah.
And so I got milk all over my desk and laptop and had to clean it up.
All right, hold on.
Guys.
Ice at once.
Serial code. Which of us is number 4?
Yeah, this is hard.
I hope Max is number 4.
Wait, what?
No, Max is number 5. He was the 5th one on the crew.
I guess who would be number 4 then?
Wait, are we talking about number 1 to 5 of who aligns best with Codename Kids Next Door?
Well, that's a good point. Well, if it's number 4, who aligns best with Codename Kids Next Door? I feel like that's got to be Steve.
I'm number 2.
I feel like Dan's number 2 though, because he does all the tech build stuff.
Yeah,
Alex
that's
is
the funny chubby guy.
God damn it, Steve.
I don't remember.
Also, I always have an airplane cap within reach.
I feel like Max would definitely be number 5.
5,
Because
yeah.
they're too cool for school.
I feel like I'm number 3, right? She's the one with the long sleeves.
In the
that's
hat.
true.
Yeah, she has a red hat.
Dom, you're number
Yeah.
1 because you're our
Well, I'm
leader.
clearly number 1.
And Alex is
Nigel
number
Uno is my
4.
spirit animal.
Alex number 4 because he's just
Feisty.
4, wasn't that the pose he does? That's basically a Spider-Man pose, so it's...
Guys, the lore of that show ran so deep once they expanded it into the moon base and that was
Yeah, alright,
good
so
stuff.
now that we have agreed that Alex is number 4, Alex...
Motion design, stop!
Alright.
Alright.
Alex has
Alex-
to do one on Burbs versus Tesla coils, and then we're all doing one on Codename Kids Next.
Alright,
Yep,
we're gonna do it
sounds
all
good.
consistently. So we're gonna start with Alex, and then we're gonna go down our normal...
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Alright,
Okay.
are you ready?
Yep,
Take it
do
away.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I go places on air, sea, and land, but there's one thing on the other hand that is better than flying with a bird, and that's for sure a Tesla. Absolutely absurd.
Hey!
Go, Steve.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I'm number 2, you know it well. I'm number 2 here on Show and Tell. That's why I'm in air and space, because he wears a space cap like the man with mace.
Hey, when we're talking about numbers, there's one thing for sure, and that is that I'm number 4. He's the cool kid, and he don't take no shit, and that's why I'm definitely full of it.
If we're talking numbers, there's only one thing to do. I am number 1 on our show and tell crew. I am the leader. I am in charge, and that is why I'm the king of the barge.
Oh, on Codename Kid Next Door. There's people good and bad. What we knew was the kids were really rad, but the scariest thing I've ever seen is when you realize that you are a teen.
Hey, I hate adults. They're pretty lame. So the kids are gonna get together and change the game. Look at us, the 5 of us, the kids next door. So won't you join us? It won't be a bore.
It won't be a bore. I was thinking about it though. Realistically, none of us are actually in the main Kids Next Door. Like, I think Steve is number 6, the skunk. Dan is definitely the toiletator.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Max is probably one of the delightful children from down the lane. Like, like, if we're being real honest about ourselves, none of us are who we say we are. Like, I'm probably the moon-based leader who doesn't want to... Actually, I'm probably, like, Fran, that, like, redheaded girl who's super obnoxious. Like, none of us are who we say. Alex is definitely the Tommy, for sure.
Really?
Like, none of us are who we say we are. Oh, well.
But you know what we are the authors of books.
We are the authors of books. Time to jump into our next game, Dan. Yeah, this is Show and Tell Live. For those of you who don't know, we are a weekly comedy improv stream. We also do a ton of other fun stuff throughout the week, but this is our main show. We're going to play a game called Memoirs, right? What is a memoir? It's a book written about one's life, and we've got that here. Alex, you want to go ahead and kick it off?
Perfect. Yeah. So what I'm going to need from chat are I'm going to need some names of the books that these people wrote. These books could be about their life. It could be about something that they are very knowledgeable on. Or it could just be a creative title that, you know, they came up with one way or another that somehow applies to them. So we're going to get some names of books, and then I'm going to assign the names of books to our different authors. And from there, we are going to interview them and sort of ask them a little bit about their inspiration behind the books that they wrote.
I already see some good ones coming in.
Oh, God. Oh my God, these titles are so long. I'm not going to be able to remember them.
So I just looked up number 6 because I thought that was like the skunk was like a code name for them. And I realized it was a literal skunk who gets turned into a cyborg
skunk. Yeah. It's
right.
It's the child of
So Dan,
Yeah.
your book title is Wrath of Grace.
All right.
And then Steve, your book title is going to be One Solemn Spoon. All right. And let's see. Max, your book title is going to be 104,000 Steps for Lester.
104,000
Steps for Lester.
It speaks for itself, Max. Come on.
I don't know what's wrong with you. There are some other really good ones in here too.
So as these authors are discussing their books, we're going to ask you, the audience, to write some questions for them about their books in the comments. And then I will pull some of those questions and ask them to the authors as they are discussing. So let's start with our first author. Please go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about just a sort of introduction to your book.
Yes, hello. My name is Jeremy Jerminson, and I am the author of Wrath of Grapes, a memoir about my long life as a young lad exploring various seas and the ships of the seas and anything else that you could see in between. I really see this book as a motivation to life, to motivate other people to live their life on land or the sea as they see their life could be. Is there any questions of anything? I'm an open book.
Yes, I'll start off with the sea often isn't a great place for grapes, as they can go bad pretty quickly. So tell us a little bit about the title of your book and how it sort of came to be.
Yes, well, The Wrath of Grapes, I sort of see it as a comedic take on the obscure book of Grapes of Wrath, and it's basically talking about how, you know how grapes are like over 75% water, and the sea is mostly water as well.
So you would say it's about the wrath of the sea more
It
than
is about the wrath of the sea, but I figured most people are more of a foodie, and this was a way to get it categorized as a cooking book, so that way I could hit a different demographic than a seaman novel would.
Okay, well, this sort of ties into that. What inspired your font selection?
Yes, well, as you can see here, I used very cryptic Egyptian hieroglyphs because I wanted to make sure that if you knew, you knew, and I didn't want anybody else.
Okay. Great. How about, can you comment on the rumors of the upcoming sequel, Return of the Wine?
Yes, Return of the Wine is still in the works, but I just want to give you a hint of how this metaphor is continued there. So if grapes are the sea, then what happens when you would take grapes and then you crush them, put a little bit of, and add some alcohol to them, right? That's taking the sea and putting into that. It's just about my alcoholism. That's all the book is about.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've got just one final question.
Yes.
Are the grapes a metaphor for your own wrath? And does that tie back into what you talked about earlier?
Look, when you spend as long as I did on the sea, which was about one study abroad trip when I was at Rutgers University, you sort of grow a little hardened, you know? You don't see land the same way, you know? Every time you look over a balcony and you see land, you could be seeing sea, you know? And I like to think that it makes me angry when the ground doesn't move the way the sea does. And I just want people to share in that wrath and pick up a drink and join me in any way possible.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time, and look forward to seeing you at the book signing after.
Of course, thank you so much.
Great. All right, well, folks, on to our next author, and this is a very exciting one. We have with us the author of 104,000 Steps for Lester. So please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your inspiration behind your book.
Hello, my name is Lester Stevenson Sr. My book is 104,000 Steps for Lester. The book is not for me, it's for my son, Lester Jr. And you see, I spent my whole long life researching how to be able to take control of the United States and subsequently the entire world and continue to be a large space faction. I did all of this research on how to give my children a better life, and I spent my whole life researching every meticulous step to be able to take over the entire galaxy. But I was so busy doing my job that my children have forsaken me, and they don't even want to read it.
Oh, interesting. Wow. So here's a question. Would you consider your book to be a self-help book, or is it solely written for your son, Lester?
It really was specifically for Lester, but when he did not want to read it, I kind of just published it because I felt like, what else was I supposed to do? If somebody else can get use out of it, then that's great, but really, my entire life has been down the gutter.
Oh, okay, great. So what inspired you to walk around the Earth, and how does that influence your sort of world domination politics that you discussed?
Well, you see, I always grew up thinking that a parent should provide a better life for their children. And I thought, how could you provide a better life than having them become the dominant lord of the entire universe? And that's what I sought for my son, Lester Jr.
Hmm. Interesting, interesting. Can you give us an excerpt, maybe of the beginning of your book?
Sure, sure, I have it here. Hello, my son. I have wanted so much for you, and on this, the day in which I think you were concepted, I have started this book as a way to give you a greater life. Step 1, get a good night's rest. Step 2, eat a good breakfast.
All right, thank you very much.
3, oh,
Thank you. Yeah, that's great.
okay.
So I've got a question from the audience. Can you comment on the rumor of step 6529 possibly being taken from another book?
Okay. Yes,
from
I've heard this one a lot. 6,029, you said, was that it?
6529.
Excuse me. Yes, 6,529. That one was a real precarious point because it's in the point of the of world domination where a lot of people believe in you, but you don't quite have the means to take over production for the government. So the thing is, well, I mean, I stole a lot from a lot of people. There's a lot in the book, and this one was particularly stolen from the people who think that, you know, stealing the means of production in order to run the country is a good thing. I think you can tie one and one together there.
Okay, all right. And one final question for you. With all of these steps that you've taken through your life, the audience wants to know, what is a really good walking shoe?
Oh, I think that actually comes out in step number probably 627. It says go get a nice pair of New Balance. That was actually redacted because when I wrote it, it was about 55 years ago. And originally I said, you know, go down to the cobbler and have them make yourself a shoe. And recently I had to change it to New Balance.
Wow, constantly updating. Well, thank you so much for your time. And if you don't die before the book signing, we'd love to see you there.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and our last author here is a very eccentric person. We're very excited to have them on here. Would you please introduce yourself in your book?
Hey yo, I'm DJ Eric Daniel Martin, and DJ E.D.M, as I'm known in the club. And I wrote One Solemn Spoon. I mean, what else is there to know about me other than I've been single for 43 years?
Well, I can start off the questions. A lot of people would say that they actually prefer your alternative title, How the Turntables. Care to comment on why you chose the title that you ended up going with instead?
Yeah, so I ended up choosing One Solemn Spoon because I really think that spooning was meant for two people. And all of my life, I felt like the solemn spoon in the spooning ritual. And that really influenced where I took my book. And the turntables thing was actually already copyrighted, just like all the other iterations of DJ EDM, which is why I'm DJ E.D.M, and not any of the other ones. So please don't write my name any other way, because I might get a cease and desist again, and I can't afford one of those right now.
Interesting. So would you care to comment on the very similar book, and actually one of New York Times' bestseller, One Solemn Fork?
One Solemn Fork was not about a DJ, and I'm a DJ. So that's where the differences are, because like it's been hard being a DJ for my whole life. And you know, it's like you go into the business being like, hey, you're gonna get all the ladies. And then when you hit 40, it's suddenly like, nobody wants to love a DJ anymore. I mean, I get to watch all of these weddings now, but you know, always the DJ, never a groom.
Yeah, yeah. So, a little bit more of a philosophical question. Does the spoon represent you as a person, the way you drop those sick beats, or maybe something else?
Yeah, the spoon totally represents me, and my longing for human connection, because I don't really get that. I'm up on the stage, and even when I pull somebody up, they're usually just screaming in my face the lyrics of the song, but they don't really want to start a conversation with me. Kind of like people on the street don't want to just like step and talk to you, man. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm a very approachable person. I just got my guns out all day, every day, because, you know, tank tops are what I wear. I got my snapback and I got my shoes, which are really cool. And people just like don't want to come talk to me. And I'm like, I'm such an approachable person. Why the fuck don't you want to talk to me?
Interesting, interesting. Can you give us a quick excerpt of your book?
Yeah. So this is an excerpt from page 14. This was my first attempt at a relationship. And it starts with Jeannie, I really thought you were a lovely woman, and I just wanted to live with you and respect you for all time, but you don't see me that way, and it's clear to me, and I want to respect your boundaries, and you don't want me in your life at all, and I want to respect that.
Okay, wow, that's very exciting. Don't want to give too much away for the audience.
I didn't finish.
I think I have one final question for you.
Okay.
Have you ever considered moving to a haunted house so you can spoon with a ghost?
I'm actually afraid of the dark. That's why I've got electronic lights throughout my entire house. Some people call them...
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. Everyone, please, we will have some refreshments, a quick break, and then we'll go on to the book signing. So by all means, feel free to pick up your copy of any of these 3 amazing books. And
yeah, I got a mixtape with mine if you want to buy mine.
Checkout counter. All right. Thanks.
Wow, what 3 lovely people to have a conversation with. Max, I really love this idea that there's like an encyclopedia, like step-by-step guide to how to take over the world. And your son's just like, no, I don't want it.
I think the problem with it is it's so many steps that no one actually want to take those steps.
It could be true. It could be correct.
Look, there's no shortcut to world domination.
There really is.
Pappy always said.
Pappy, what a wise soul. Speaking of, there used to be a show, and I don't know what network it's on. I want to say it was actually like PBS or something. But the show was called Pappy Drew It, and it was like a weird children's show where there's that classic trope of like one human person and everything else is just like puppets or animation or whatever. And there's like this, like their version of like Swiper No Swiping was this guy would come up and doodle like a line thing, and then Pappy Drew It had to like make an image out of the random shape that he was given. And it was always just like, oh, I can't believe you turned my squiggle into a hippo. You win again, Pappy. And they but it was themed like an Appalachian, like man in the woods. Like it was just a weird. It's one of those shows that I think about sometimes and like, is that a fever dream I had one time, or was that a real show?
A lot of kids' TV shows that are like that. I knew one that was called Between the Lions. That I recently I don't know if anybody else knew it.
That's the poor man's reading rainbow is what that show is.
It was one bit that was this really creepy puppet. Well, he wasn't like a puppet. He was more of like a string puppet. Whatever it was called. Marionette, yeah. And he was this guy with these big pants, and the song was called "Dancing Smarty Pants." Go look it up on YouTube. That song is a bop and a half. It's so good. Yeah, you gotta check it out.
I feel that way sometimes too about what I can only imagine is like the Pee Wee Herman of our generation, which is like Big Comfy Couch. That show's insane. You guys remember that
yeah.
one? It's the girl who was like a Canadian clown or something, and she just had a big couch that was literally like massive.
Oh
And
yeah,
they would
I
do all
watched
these
that.
weird forced perspective stuff with her, and then her little doll that's the exact same thing as her. Oh boy.
What about this one's a little bit more well known, but Out of the Box. Do you guys watch
Vaguely.
Out of the Box? No, none of you saw Out of the Box?
I remember the theme song was like out of the box.
Oh man, everyone's talking about
That's about
Cyber
it.
Chase.
Oh yeah, people.
That's
are-
when I
Cyber
was
Chase.
like, what do you mean math can be fun?
We've definitely talked about Cyber Chase
We
multiple
talk about
times on
we
this
talk about
show.
Cyber Chase all the time.
We'll never not talk about cyber.
Here's the one that I know Alex used to like. I think we've talked about it a bit before, but Zaboomafoo.
The
Hell
Boomafoo,
yes.
yes.
With the
Boomafoo
Kraft
was
Brothers?
so good.
I loved Zaboomafoo.
It was good. It was so good.
Funny enough, my other friend Alex, was when he was like in kindergarten or whatever, like the teacher was taking a little too long with dismissing everybody, so he just raises his hand and says, "Can we wrap this up? I have to go home and watch Zaboomafoo."
Yeah!
That's a person who knows what they want in life. I love that.
Just two more quick things. One, Roly Poly. I don't remember what it was about, but I do remember that was a good
Oh
show.
yeah, I watched. It was about a robot family.
What is
Yeah.
wrong with
Yeah.
There's a bunch of 3D shape creatures that had spring arms and stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Also, the name of a sandwich shop near me that was
Oh,
pretty bad. It was in a mall.
Oh yeah, Roly Poly
Absolutely
around us
liberty.
was a wrap shop, and I got a PB&J wrap, and it was just terrible.
No, you're right. It was a
Rap?
wrap shop.
Yeah, it was like they put it in like a tortilla or a wrap or whatever.
But
Did you
why?
like laugh and say that's a wrap?
Yeah, I
No.
have seen the Wild Kratts. It's not as good as Zaboomafoo.
Um,
Max, what was your other point?
Liberty Kids. Liberty Kids is such a good show. That intro song is so good, especially with Aaron Carter, who does the rap part.
Oh no.
I don't think I've ever seen Liberty Kids.
Liberty Kids is great.
So there's some times when I like get out of the shower or something, and my hair is a lot straighter than it is like curly naturally, and I'll put my hair up into a ponytail, and if I put it up too high, I straight up just look like a Liberty Kid. Like it's really all it looks like.
Bananas in Pajamas.
Classic.
That's not an American show, right? Or is it?
I don't know.
I forget.
Wild Thornberries. Love
Man,
to see it.
we're never
Love to
never
see
gonna
it.
end. If this is
We're
gonna
never gonna
keep
get off
going.
this topic.
Yeah.
That's the problem is we all kind of still kept watching kid shows.
It was an Australian show. It was an Australian show. Okay.
So
I just had
that's
to know.
that's the thing. Our generation never's gonna be an adult baby, so we never stopped watching.
It's true.
I just have like these strange like memories of all of these like 90s cartoons and stuff, because I had two older sisters when I was younger. I still have them, don't worry. And they were watching like teen cartoons and stuff while I was like a little kid. So I remember like all of these 90s cartoons and like the animated Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, so good.
And like there's this one that I feel like was just one of those like fever dreams called Brace Face, where
Yeah.
the whole premise was there was a girl who had braces, but like the braces were magnetic, and so she'd get stuck to things, and that was the inciting incident for most of the episodes.
Yeah.
Weird.
I was more of an as told by Ginger kind of guy. That's what I liked.
I couldn't get into the art style of As Told by Ginger. It's so bad.
You got to get past it, dude. You got to
Here's
get
the thing,
past
here's the
it.
thing. 90s cartoons, a lot of them had like bad on purpose art style. Like bad, but still with a lot of love. And that's okay. And As Told by Ginger, it seems like that. Like it was bad, but it had like a lot of love in it. But they're just,
Someone said the L
it
word.
looked so bad, I couldn't get into it.
Well, one more point, and then we'll go and play another game. I googled Brace Face just to like refresh my memory, and I'm like, oh, I do remember the show. It's like interesting. But then another show came up that I forgot existed and could have never gone my life without seeing again. Do you ever see a show called Angela Anaconda? Google it if you haven't, because you want to talk about the worst art style of anything ever. It's this show right here. It's truly horrendous.
Isn't that a Nicki Minaj song?
Oh my God, I remember that.
Yeah, Dan, I'm gonna put a picture of it on the merch thing
shit.
so you can show people this.
It was
horrible.
so
Okay.
bad.
Okay,
It was-
the images are bringing back memories. I
Oh,
don't
God.
know how much I actually.
Dan, put the merch shirt up right now so people can see what we're talking
Alright.
about.
And here's the
Terrifying.
thing:
Truly
the
horrible.
voices weren't any better.
Look how horrible this show was. Look at it.
The voices in this show were just as bad.
They were like scratchy demons.
Yeah,
They're
like-
Alright.
It's
Let's-
so bad.
Let's get that out of there.
Oh, it's a terrible show.
Always a DJ, never a groom.
Let's play another game. Thank you all for that fun walk down memory lane. We're gonna play a game called Moral Dilemma. So Dan has a lot of problems that he needs to work
Hell
through.
yeah, this isn't a game. This is just me disguising, needing your advice.
Improv, it's cheaper than therapy.
And sadder than laughing.
But still sadder than LARP. What we're gonna need from the chat is we're just gonna need questions that you might need to consult for moral reasons. So you have an angel and a devil present in your life, and you need to ask them questions. So whatever those questions might be, Dan's gonna have to find a way to make them work for him. That's all there is to it.
All right, and let's get into it. Angel, devil, guy, I have a lot of problems that I need to start bringing up again.
All right, let's hear him, kid. Shoot.
Okay, look, my sister wants the last Oreo, and I really want to eat that last Oreo because, you know, I'm 10 and sweets are the only thing I care about in this world. What should I do?
All right, Angel. Why don't you you go ahead and start this one off?
Angel?
Yes. See, you should definitely not eat the cookie
Oh.
because you know, even though you are 10, it shall go straight to thy thighs.
Oh, you're right. I
Come
forgot
on,
about the
come on.
thighs.
Hey, listen to me. Listen to me.
What?
What cookie do you absolutely love?
Oreos?
Say it. That's right. That's
Um,
right. Which cookie would you do anything just to taste?
Oreos!
That's right. Say it louder.
Oreos!
Yeah. Why don't you go and get those Oreos no matter the cost?
Oreos! Oh, we
Oreos!
stopped. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna tell Bethany that she can go back into her Polly Pocket playhouse and leave me and my Oreos alone. Thanks,
That's right.
devil.
Yeah, you take that milk and you pour it all over her dumb head.
Okay. All right. Look, I have a few more questions. Should I still feel bad that I called my teacher a doo-doo head in the 2nd grade, which I'm currently in, because either that's the grade I should be in or I got held back?
Come on. Your teacher was being a doo-doo head.
Yeah,
You calls them like you sees them, am I right?
that's right. I do seize them.
You sees.
What do you
You
think?
should not have called your teacher a doo-doo head. They're only there to help you learn, young
Yeah.
child. And we all know that without teachers, you thought doo-doo comes out of the head, but it does not.
Yeah, what? They're there to help you learn what? How to be a doo-doo head?
Well, I
They're
think
there to help you learn that doo-doo comes out the butt and
Yeah,
not the head.
it's my anatomy teacher. I'm fast-tracked for being a kid that's held back.
Yeah, so what? Who needs to know that doo-doo comes out of the butt instead anyway?
I
It's not
think I
important.
do, so we don't have another case of pooping my pants on the slide during recess again, devil.
Yeah, whatever. Those kids were dumb anyways.
Yeah, well, at least they didn't have shit in their hands and their pants like I did.
Well, it wasn't a good idea to take the shit out of your pants and put it in your hands, now was it?
But
I
that was a
thought it
great
was
idea.
helping.
That was one of my best ideas.
Okay, alright, fine. I won't call him a doo-doo head anymore because I know the pain that doo-doo causes. Alright, but there is one more thing, and it's kind of the biggest one of all. I don't know if I should ask you guys. You're gonna think of me differently.
Spit it out, kid. We're here to help.
Okay, look, this guy on the corner of my street, he offered me free drugs. I didn't know if I should take them or not. He said it was the only way to be cool, and I told him I would call him back.
Hey.
So I ran over. Oh, what?
You listen to me right now.
Yeah?
Nothing in life is free. That guy's a dirty liar and a
Oh.
doo-doo head. You go find your own drugs.
Oh, that's the doo-doo head. Oh, I get it. Where-
No, come now, devil. We shall call no one a doo-doo head, especially somebody offering us free drugs. You know drugs are expensive. You should take them and thank the man for his hard work and helping you.
Yeah.
He's gonna give you those first free drugs, and then you're gonna come back and he's gonna jack up the prices. They always do. You know it. We've been through this before.
Well, I mean, he's the one putting his neck out there. You know, maybe he does deserve to make some money, you know? Maybe he has a family to support too, you know?
Hey,
Do you remember what we talked about? Once you get in with their gang, you could be able to rise to the top and control it one day.
shut up.
Then
No
you'll
one
get
cares
all of
about
the
being in a gang. Listen, if you spend all your money on drugs, we won't have money for Oreos. And if we don't have money for Oreos, we won't be able to shove it in Becky's face.
You're
But
right.
if you rule the streets, you can have all the Oreos you ever wanted.
Oh no. I don't know what to do. Do I rise to the challenge like my father said that I should on his deathbed? Or do I avoid drugs coming to me like a handout from the government and go and stay with Oreos, which is a much more child-appropriate delicacy?
Well, your dad was a pretty cool guy, and you should probably be cool like your dad. Maybe I'm warming up to this whole ruling the drug world anyways.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Dad did always want me to start something of myself and not just, you know, be the left defenseman in my intramural soccer league.
Exactly. Go and take your birthright as the coolest cat on the street.
You're right. I'll do it. I'll do it right now. Hey,
All right,
Mr.
we'll both be
Frogman,
here to chew you
I
on,
need
kid.
them, please.
Oh, he left.
Oh, well, this is
Insane.
Wow, that child spin-off of Breaking Bad sure is not going well in the first season, huh?
Reviews are not great, let's just say.
Zen Frog says, "Son, I know I'm dying, but please
do
do drugs."
Just once. Oh, Max, I really like that you got up to put on a belt for this stream where we all sit down.
It's just it's something about it. It's something about it's like getting you in the zone. I wasn't wearing a belt before. I'll be honest, I'm not ashamed of it.
Oh, you know what gets me in the zone? I don't wear any pants to stream.
Stand up
Well,
right now.
I'll one up you. I'm wearing Pokemon sweatpants right now with my
Let's see.
shirt on.
How can you be wearing sweatpants right now?
Look, they're rolled up so far. They make booty shorts look long.
Oh, okay.
Let's see,
What
Steve.
are you talking about?
Steve, you gotta stand up on the chair, Steve.
I gotta stand up on the chair. All right.
Don't hurt yourself.
Who's that? Pokemon.
I agree, Steve. If I walked in and a girl was wearing no pants, I'd be like, that's pretty cool. But if I walked in and a girl was wearing those pants, I'd be like, that's very cool.
Then you go,
$5 at a Target.
who's
Target.
that Pokemon?
Is there a Pokemon dating sim? Because if there isn't,
Oh,
on it, Nintendo.
there's gotta be.
You're looking pretty nice. Let me get a Pikachu.
Oh my god.
all the puns.
Swipe right? I thought Swipe right was later in the set list. What's
Yeah.
happening here?
Oh,
Holy
Love that.
guacamole.
Oh my
We've broken the set list at this point.
yeah. It just keeps deconstructing further and further away.
Well, we're
As
already,
we keep
we're already
this-
halfway through.
Oh no! I guess we should jump into another game.
We should do that.
Woo!
Alrighty. So we're gonna play a game called Genre Storytelling. We play this one pretty frequently, so you should know how it works. All we're gonna need from the chat is we're gonna need some genres.
That was to make
You'll
sure you
see
all at home that
genre.
were falling asleep are still awake.
Yes, bless you.
Thank
Good
you,
story time.
Glockenspiel.
So what we're gonna need are just some typical genres. I say typical, but we know we're not gonna pick typical genres. That's things like history or romance or rom-com or whatever you got. Interesting. There's a couple interesting.
Can you
ones
not
in
slow roll these to me like you always?
here. I'll try my.
And you're like,
best.
all right, Dan, put them in the tech in 5 seconds and make them look
out a
nice.
little bit more when you tell us, Dom.
Yes, I agree.
Horror erotica. Someone got a little too excited from that Pikachu display.
Steve, you're going to be doing a rock opera. I like to see
Can
it.
I put Rockra, or is that not correct?
You
No.
can put rockra.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's a Godzilla monster.
Isn't that Mothra?
No, it's rockra.
Oh,
Rockruff sounds like a Pokemon.
Yeah. Max, you're gonna be doing legendary heroes.
Legendary heroes?
Legendary heroes. You can make
Okay.
that superhero or Arthurian or somewhere in between, whatever you want.
just make it the hero's journey. You have to follow it exactly.
Got that memorized,
Exactly.
right?
17 points.
Yeah. Alex, I'm gonna give this one to you because I'm curious what you'll do with it. I need a Batman comedy. That's what you got.
God.
Batman comedy. That's what you got.
Holy hell.
Batman comedy. Gotcha.
Dan, you're gonna be doing a video game review.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is that everyone? I think it is.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Now what we need is a title for our story. So go ahead and give us a made-up title for our story. I too remember to write down the suggestions so that I can remember to call them out correctly.
What is QVC?
It's the shopping
channel.
network.
Ah, I see.
Mhm.
Our network, yeah.
Which is a great suggestion, but we did it just last week. So
Yep.
Or maybe 2 weeks ago. Or was it just last week?
no, it just was just last week again.
Who
Isn't it great?
knows? What's the title we got? 1-800-ASK Gary.
All right, fine, Dan. Is that the title you want?
It just jumped out at me. It's hilarious.
All right, this is 1-800
All right.
Ask Gary.
Oh, God.
Alrighty.
I mean, it's just already 7 digits. Also, sorry. All right, we're ready.
I think really appreciated it.
All right, we'll start off with rock opera.
1-800-ASK Gary. He is the man for me. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Legendary heroes.
Gary is the man for you, and he was on his wooden boat going down the Nile River with his crew behind him, and the telephone starts ringing. He picks it up, and the king of Egypt tells
And then
him,
comedy.
Gary,
Hello, King of Egypt? Yes, I'll be there right away. Then Gary hangs up the phone, runs it over to the secret painting, twists it, and a secret compartment reveals itself to be a fireman's pole. Gary rides down the fireman's pole, but gets a little bit of pole burn on the way down because he was already wearing his short shorts.
Video game review.
Now, the short shirts were a new installment. You know, when we saw this reboot coming along, we didn't necessarily think they were going to add more sex appeal. But as you play the game more, you'll start to realize that the emotions that you feel while being sexually charged is the real benefit that this reboot.
Legendary hero.
And then once Gary got to the bottom of the hull of the ship, he suited up and he got on all of his most powerful legendary armor and weapons. And he got back to the top of the ship and he said, "Everybody, we have a job to do."
Rock
And-
opera.
We've got a job. Yeah, we've got a job to do. And we're coming after you.
Video game review.
Now, the real job should have been patching out these bugs, am I right? Look,
Batman comedy.
Gary looked to the passenger seat, and there was his trusty sidekick, Larry. Holy rock, Larry? Gary? I can't wait to get over to Egypt. This is gonna be the bee's knees.
Heroes.
As they made their way to Egypt and they landed on the shore of the desert of Egypt, and Gary with Larry and all other crew in tow made their way to the lair of the behemoth that they were
Opera.
to slay.
Behemoth, we're here to slay you, and Gary's gonna get you too. Gary's gonna get you too.
Video game review.
Now, you think this whole game, because they marketed so much that Gary is going to get you and get to you, it actually doesn't end that way. I'm sorry, this is a spoiler review, by the way. The plot's moving along, and Gary, he stands there, and he doesn't think that he can go through with it, you know? It's a
Legendary
big character
hero.
moment.
But then Gary realized that his phone was ringing once again, and he picked it up, and it was the King of Egypt once more. And the king said, "Remember, if you don't slay that behemoth, your wife will die."
Comedy.
Gary and Larry ran up to the behemoth as fast as they could. They jumped into the air and synchronized pow! And then another uppercut, kabam! And one more slamming down with both fists, kaplooey!
Rock opera.
Little ditty about Gary and Larry. They came in so hairy, but they defeat the behemoth, and then they save the day.
Video game review.
Yeah, and in this moment, you really feel like Gary. So, all in all, you wrap up sort of bad graphics, hard to control, controls, an alright storyline, but we're IGN, so we have to give it a 9 out of 10.
Scene.
Ooh, adding a little bit of social
Ooh! Ooh!
That is.
Yeah. Oh, dang.
How was that for Hero's Journey, Dan?
Yeah. Spot
It was
on.
good. It was good.
For those of you wondering what my inspiration for Batman comedy was, it was just the Adam West Batman movie that I watched over and over and over as a child. Because if that ain't Batman comedy, I don't know what is.
Hey, Resent,
You guys,
thanks for the follow.
I'm glad we finally convinced you that we're worth hanging around.
thanks for the follow.
Dan, the brutally
I am always amazed by that movie, by the amount of times Robin says, "Holy blank Batman." Just, that's like half his lines are just, "Holy relevant thing to our current situation, Batman."
Well, I don't know which one it is. I wish I did, but there's a scene in a later Batman that has Robin in it. It might be Batman and Robin, which I've only seen like once, but where they're like climbing into this building and Robin goes, "Holy catwalk, Batman." And Batman goes, "What did you say to me?" And he goes, "The catwalk. It's got a lot of holes in it. Be careful." And, like, that's the whole joke. Just,
Oh my god. Also, user-generated content. Thanks for the follow.
what?
Thanks.
Again?
Again?
Welcome back? Question mark?
You don't have to unfollow every time you close the page.
Maybe they just wanted to
Well-
see the sweet GIF.
Yeah,
It's true. It's a good gift. Yeah, I can't hate it.
I'm done watching Twitch, and I just want to make sure that it doesn't run all of my follows in the background, so I better unfollow everyone before I exit out.
Let me just pull up my follow account. Okay, time to type in show and tell live. Follow.
Love it.
Savage.
Get wrecked, follower.
Damn.
Gotcha!
That's right. If you follow, you can expect to be savagely dunked on like that.
And if you don't follow us, we'll just have to dunk on each other some more.
Yo.
Which is probably true, honestly.
Some mutual dunking.
Guys, I could really go for being dunked in a dunk tank right now.
Oh yeah.
That would be so cool and refreshing.
If we in our
I thought-
new set, can we just have a permanent dunk tank?
That would be incredible. That would be so
That would violate your lease. I'm positive.
100%. You get so much
Filling
water.
up that big of a
All right,
tank
all
of
right.
water
What if we
in your
made-
basement.
What if we
would
make a
wreck the place.
shitty dunk tank? So we have just like a blow-up pool, and then just like a cardboard box that's slowly dissolving into the water as you're
No.
sitting on it.
We'll just get one of those like buckets. You know what I'm talking about? Like the big rubber buckets
Yeah.
that they have, the big plastic ones.
Yeah.
It's like not big enough for a person to sit in. And then whenever you get dunked, we'll add a channel reward called Dunk Tank. Whenever you get dunked, you just have to go and sit in the bucket for 30 seconds.
Hell yeah.
Water bill would get so high because one, you know our fans would be redeeming that reward every single
Oh
week.
my God.
You'd have to fill it every single week, or it would be filled with nasty stagnant
Alex.
water.
Alex, but also think about how less of hoe downs we'd have to do.
Yeah, it's a win-win game on our part, really.
Dunk the butt. Exactly. Dunk that butt.
That's what the reward would be called. It'd be called Dunk the Butt.
Dunk the butt.
Teabag a bucket full of water.
We'll do that.
Oh,
When you
no,
started
we're
this,
gonna
I thought
slow
you
down
were-
on dunking.
Oh no, a solo down for dunk tank.
Dan, I feel like that one's all you.
All right, I got it. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I want to put my butt in a bucket. It would be cool, and I would tell you all suck it, cause I got dunked because of my cool fans. So why don't you say my name again? Yeah, that's right, it's Dan.
Yeah, that's right. It's Dan.
That's what we
Yeah,
do.
that's
Good
right.
job, Dan.
Wow.
All right, let's move on to our next game. Our next game
It is Dan.
Our next game is Blind Line. So basically, what we're gonna be doing is
Solo down for Dom.
Great, thank you. Do you have a topic that you
Same
want
one.
to be about?
Same one.
Same one. That's fair.
Let's do it.
We are thinking of adding a new point, something that you could do up in this joint. You could redeem it to make us sit down in a watery bucket and make us a clown.
Hey.
Hey.
Clown.
What I love is that when I don't have, when I'm third, usually plenty of time. Think of the rhymes. Get there when you get there. But when you solo down, it's all you. There ain't no time to think about it.
Yeah.
You just gotta go.
Moving on to our next game. We
okay.
are going to be playing a game called The Blind Line. So the way this game works is you are going to spam random sentences into chat. Now, Steve and I are going to close chat. You won't see what's happening. Alex is going to slowly feed those lines that you guys write to us. And when he does this, we're going to have to incorporate them, no matter how ridiculous, into what we're talking about in our game. And it's got to make sense. Otherwise, what's the point? Yeah. So what we need to get started is just a suggestion for a conversation that we might have. And then once that happens, keep spamming things.
All right, you guys close the chat.
Okay.
All right, chat. I'm gonna take all your suggestions and I'm gonna give it to them, and it's gonna be
Let's
great.
see. Recent vacation
Okay.
or,
Recent
or
vacation?
Dom's car broke down. Those are your two options.
Let's do recent vacations.
All right, recent vacation. All right, now start writing in all of those sentences, things that would be very weird, out of context, and we're gonna put them in a context.
All right.
We want
Let us know
full
when we're getting-
sentences.
Full
All right.
sentences and phrases.
All right, they're coming in. You guys can take it away.
Frank, good to see you, buddy. How's it going?
Oh, it's good. It's good. You know, just just a little sunburn right now. How about you, Larry?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I was talking to my boss this day at work, and he said, "Where the hell is that protein-covered pork chop?" Yeah, I got fired from the law firm. I work at a kitchen now. Real fascinating stuff. It's all about protein covering all your meals. But, I'm getting real tired. Might need to go on a vacation soon. What do you think?
Yeah, I need a vacation too. I sit right next to the big window. That's why I'm all sunburned. Because the light's coming in. There's not enough birds hitting our skyscraper.
That's a real tragedy. Is that the window that has the billboard out front? The one that has that big, beautiful slogan written across it. And that's why the French don't bathe. Chanel number 9, baby. That stuff hits the market. Real beautiful.
Yeah, I tried it. It doesn't smell as good as the commercial makes it look like it smells.
That's insane.
Weird how that doesn't translate as well.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah. It's just, I've been having a tough time at work recently. My boss has really kind of just been on my ass, He says, if you're sunburnt, then you're working. So I got to get sunburned. He's just saying all these crazy stuff to me, like specifically magic fireballs.
That's the best way to get burned, I hear.
Yeah, he likes to burn me. He's a bad guy. I don't like my boss at all.
Well, I was reading one of them self-help books on how to get promoted, right? It had this whole big long article, and I remember reading part of it. The most inspirational part of the whole article. You got to write this down. It changed my life. It said, "Mamma mia!" Really just give you that zest for life, baby. It says you got to pick a mantra for yourself, right? And I just picked that classic "Mamma mia." Mario's a working guy, but he still takes a break for tennis and whatnot,
That really gives me life again, Larry. You know what we should do?
What?
We should go on a vacation together right now. Here, let me look up a travel agency. What do you think about this one? Their tagline is, "You never told me it had a back entrance."
Well, it sounds like they're a pretty shady place, but hey, if it's cheaper.
It says they save you money by taking you in the back of all of these places.
Well, we should check the reviews just to be sure. I'll check the 5-star, you check the 1-star. Well, the 5-star says, "Time for a bologna sandwich, am I right?" Well, sounds like they take care of you there.
Yeah.
As someone who knows their protein-covered pork chops, I can tell you, good bologna's hard to find. Mamma mia, am I right?
Yeah, here, take a look at this review. Dirty rubber chicken for dinner again.
Wow, sounds like a real mixed bag. On one hand, a bologna sandwich, and the other, dirty rubber chicken for dinner.
Yeah,
The restaurant's a real mess.
That guy got the wrong. Dumpster.
Well, it's true. There's one place we haven't checked yet, and that is our friends. Let me go post about it, see what our friends are talking about this place.
Yeah, and I'll call my mom about it. See
Cool.
what she has to say.
Oh, got a notification from my old math tutor. He said he's been here before, and surely pay your Tuesday for a hamburger today. Wow, they have a deferred loan program for the meals. Pretty crazy stuff. How considerate of them.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Ma. I was asking about this new travel place. Have you been? Okay. What do you think about it? I mean, I thought it was a bit overpriced, but wow, even my mom thought it was overpriced. She pays for everything. Thanks, Ma. That's really weirdly on topic. Bye-bye.
Well, I think it's decided. You and I need a vacation. Forget what our bosses say. And, I just want to take this moment to say the thing you said to me when we first became friends. Something that I'll always hold true in my heart. Really encapsulate who we are as people. I shoved it right behind the short guy in the corner. That's right. When you took that bullet from me, I'll never forget it.
Yeah, except I took the bullet in the form of the short man behind the corner, because I put the bullet in him.
Yeah, that's what true friendship is. Putting a bullet in another person.
See?
Chad, are you guys hungry? What's going on?
True friendship is putting a bullet in another person.
They were yes-anding themselves, all right? Let them
It's good. I like it. Way to be, chat. Way to be. Now I'm hungry, to be honest. So I cry every time.
Oh yeah. Speaking of hunger, maybe those of you in the Discord may have seen this already, but I found out yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that I've been making myself mac and cheese that went bad in 2018. I have made it multiple times because it came in like a pack of like 5 boxes or something. And look, I am the kind of person where mac and cheese is not something I want. It's something I need when I eat it, So I don't get it often. What I'm saying is I don't think, today I think I'll have mac and cheese. It's more like, what do I have left? Well, a couple boxes of mac and cheese. And those happen to be from 2018. So
Yeah.
yes, it can actually go bad
Alex,
because it very much
from 2018. They went bad in 2018. So they're probably from like 2015.
You know what? Now that I think about it, with how long it probably takes for mac and cheese to go bad, yeah, those are probably from a very long time ago.
Yeah, those were from 1920.
They have fun new prohibition shapes.
Yeah.
The way you worded your comment when you posted that was like, "Hey guys, I realized why my mac and cheese wasn't so hot," and I was just like, "Wait, did you not cook it for 3 minutes?"
I realized
because I was reading the instructions and I was like, this seems pretty normal instructions to me.
I realized that when I posted it, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have used that turn of phrase. But then I was like, you'll get it.
It was sort of like only because I was staring at it. I was like, I don't see the issue here. It's more like you have to stare at it for a while, and then you're like, oh, it's the expiration date.
I should have put a red circle around the date to signify.
When you see it, you won't believe it.
Yeah. And it's like, man, I didn't see the expiration date, but I did see that UFO in the background.
Or one of the genres we're eventually going to get is clickbait thumbnails.
BuzzFeed article.
There's not a story there.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if like next week one of our genres was like weird divergent topics that we talk about in between games.
We've gotten some abstract stuff for genre storytelling.
Oh, well, I appreciate you being here
thank you,
as well.
Yeah.
This is honestly a great way for us to end the week as well.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just so nice to have a space to come and just
Yeah.
laugh, to be honest.
Yes, and we can't do this without all of you, fueling the insanity that we put out there. So
True.
Yeah.
really,
I mean, we could. It would just be a lot sadder.
It was before you guys showed up. It was very sad.
we have those videos.
We were so desperate, we ate an entire family pack of cereal for 2 people,
Oh my God.
one of which didn't even show up.
Yeah, it's true. What are some of the other most expired or clearly not edible things you guys have eaten? I'm just curious what this list is for you guys. Anything in particular come to mind?
Well, I have a.
Alex,
So
you
last
chirped up
night
first.
I made myself. What?
Nothing. Continue.
Last night I made myself some pasta, just like some normal pasta, and I ate half of it, and then I got real tired, and so I let the other half. I fell asleep, and the other half was sitting on my desk for a couple hours. But I'm not only gonna let it go to waste, so I put it back in the fridge.
No!
So I have this weird story. So when you were younger, at the book fair and stuff, they were always trying to sell you these kids kit stuff. So I bought one which was a kids spy kit. And cool, it had back when there was film in a camera, it had a film camera that had a flash but was disguised as a juice box, which had a big hole in the front so you could have the flash on it. It was a very bad juice box. Anyway, it also came with edible notes.
What?
And
I
the point
remember
was so you could write a note to your friend, pass it in class, and the other person would eat it before it gets confiscated.
I remember those.
That's awesome.
We should bring those back.
I didn't even write on them. I just ate them. I just bought a snack at that point.
Oh
man.
my gosh.
So odd.
Need to bring those back.
I remember, speaking of that, passing notes and not getting caught. I remember Scooby-Doo and I would pass notes to each other in school, but we would come up with ciphers. Like we would come up with our own like code systems for it. And then like we did this, so it was like I feel like every week we would come up with like a different code or something like that, and we would just take turns who would do it, and we would spend like class, it's like 5th grade or something, like just deciphering each other's notes instead of actually paying attention, because I don't need to do that in 5th grade. But that was always fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I should
you already got accepted into your middle school. You were just coasting, you know.
I should explain for the mac and cheese. There was nothing wrong with the noodles. Obviously, pasta noodles can keep for like forever, you know? The problem was with the cheese, the cheese powder stuff. You would think that because it's like, you know, dehydrated and everything, it would be totally fine. But so I described it to when I was telling my one friend about the experience, and I described it this way. Imagine, if you will, someone has sunk low enough to be desperate enough to want macaroni and cheese, Kraft mac and cheese, right? That already takes you down a certain level because you have to want mac and cheese or Kraft mac and cheese. Imagine one of those people who have sunk down to that level, then saying, "This is so bad it's inedible." That's how bad the mac and cheese was. There's something about the powder that just tasted a little bit too much like cardboard, and like it had kind of settled and gone wrong. So yeah, there was definitely something wrong with the cheese. And thank you guys for just drawing that bit out. That's exactly what you want.
Oh man.
Alrighty. Let's get into another game, shall we?
All right, let's see
I
if we
think
can
this is a game.
see if we can break the internet.
All right, let's see if we can keep up here, Dan. All right, we're gonna play Heart of the Cards. Yeah, you know what? We can get you guys involved here. So you guys have already graciously submitted images to our Discord, which we super duper appreciate. We have taken those images and turned them into Yu-Gi-Oh cards. The players have never seen the images. We've kept them out of that part of the Discord. They've not seen the cards that we've turned them into, but they are going to have to use those cards in an epic showdown and duel. What we're going to need from chat, because I realize what we could be asking you guys for is, what is this duel over? What does the winner get if they win this duel?
Stakes.
Loser. We all know what the loser gets.
Yeah, they get banished to the shadow realm.
Banished to the shadow realm, right?
Yeah, but what does the winner get if they win this duel? And then once we pick that, we'll go ahead and we'll play Heart of the Cards.
Expired mac and cheese.
Why would you ever need to extend the pantry life of noodles? Aren't they already? Or are you talking about already cooked noodles? Because I imagine noodles' pantry life is super long that like 2 months wouldn't even really be relevant. Anyways.
I'm ready when you are, Dan.
Oh, you're just gonna throw it at him and you're not even gonna let him think about it?
No.
All right. Intro coming in 3, 2.
When we last left off on Heart of the Cards, an epic duel was taking place for a waterbed the size of a queen mattress. One hero had found themselves alone, searching for this waterbed. A villain stands in the way, hoping to use its power for ancient and evil lumbar support. Will our hero be able to conquer the day? Let's return to the duel now and find its epic conclusion.
Francis, do you know why I'll win?
Why?
Because I haven't slept in 4 weeks, and I'll do anything to win. That's what I have over you. I'll do anything.
Well, you won't win if that's what you're asking, because I'm here to steal it from you.
You sad, sad little man. I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna have the best night's sleep. But first, I'll do it with this next card. It's Cat of the Woods. This beast card is very powerful because it looks like a domesticated cat, but it's actually a cat that lives outside the house, in the woods. With this cat of the woods, I'm going to put it in an attack position, and it's going to be able to hunt down any small creatures that you might play, like mice or maybe fish that are on the ground, maybe even a cockroach. Ha! This is the first step to me winning. What do you think of that?
He's got the perfect counter to my deck, which is mainly consistent of small animals that attack in small pieces. Good thing I've got countermeasures to be able to counter any countermeasures to my deck, which I will use Scrappy-Doo Lobster.
Oh no!
As you know, Scrappy-Doo Lobster is already a small type creature, which would normally fall into the predatory position of your outdoorsy cat. But what you failed to realize is that Scrappy-Doo's special defense is his sharp pincers, which he can use to attack anyone larger than he is, and he will therefore defeat your cat in armed combat.
God damn it. My cat's claws are too short, and those pincers are too powerful. Oh, goodness. What can I ever do to defeat such a powerful dog plus sea serpent monster mix? Wait a minute. Yes, this card in my hand. It's the perfect one. Next, I'll play Snake Furby. This monster is incredibly powerful. Yes, it has the type reptile, but more importantly, it's also has a fiend subtype, because everyone knows that Furbies are complete fiends. This monster will gain power alongside of my cat because they're both furry creatures, and they'll be able to stop your sea serpent creature because it has no fur on it. Me with my large array of furbin creatures, they'll stop anything that you have. I've almost won. This game is almost over.
Well, that's what you think, but my back needs that. My chiropractor said so. And that's why I play Snake Kirby. Now, Snake Kirby has been on your side of the field this whole time.
Of course, look at that fur.
Realize it. That cardboard box type card that I played 3 episodes ago was actually Snake Kirby in disguise.
Oh,
and
God.
now I unleash his spy vision attack, which will cut down both your cat and your snake Furby demon thing. That's just fucked up, man. Whoever saw that is fucked up.
Hey,
and Snake Furby will eliminate both of the targets and now release his weapon to surpass weapons.
No!
And that leaves you at 1 health point. How will you come back from this?
How could I ever come back? Snake Kirby is such a powerful card. Its attack power is 2,900 and I'm only at one life point. All of my creatures have been killed, shot down by Snake Kirby. There's nothing I can do. Wait a minute. I still haven't drawn for turn yet. There might just be a way. Okay. It's my turn now. And although things look bleak, I believe because I must fall asleep on my bed, and all of my furry creatures will sleep with me. Yes, including Furby. I love having Furby wrap around my body and snuggle with me. Anyways, let's get to our next card. It's No Geese. Ha! Look familiar? You see, I think I thought you would have remembered me. My father battled you 10 years ago. He battled you for the same waterbed that we're playing for now. And do you remember how you defeated him? Not just with your Snake Kirby card, but also with a large array of geese-type monsters. You see, what No Geese does was it takes all of the furry creatures on the field and it turns them into geese killers. It powers them with the hateful fury that geese find in their heart, and it rises them up from the graves and is able to kill everything that you've ever created. Not just monsters, not just this card game, everything you've ever cared for, every parent or ancestor that you've ever loved, every dream that you've ever had. Geese kill them all. They peck recklessly until your eyes are but visceral, fleshy bits, nothing left, and everything you've ever cared about will be in bloody, gory demise. Geese shall rule the world. My father knew it, but he didn't have the heart to play this card. If I was going to sleep, if I was going to avenge my father, I knew that I needed to take nothing back to win. What do you have to say, you wretched lot?
Dude, it's a card game. You don't need to like kill me over. Like, dude, fine, take the waterbed, dude. It's a card game. Why do you have to tear me limb from limb? That's just fucked up, dude.
Just a
Have the
card game?
waterbed.
This is not a card game. This is life.
Dude, get a life.
And then another episode ended by our hero, who murdered a man for a waterbed. Tune in next week. Please.
Tune in next week if we don't get canceled. I mean, honestly, so first of all, in the non-American version of Yu-Gi-Oh, the Shadow Realm is just death. People
hell.
die instead of being banished to some realm. But honestly, the Shadow Realm is kind of worse than death by the sounds of it. But the other thing is, I'm pretty sure in Yu-Gi-Oh, people have been sent to the Shadow Realm or died for like way more petty reasons than a water.
Yeah.
So that was pretty on point, actually.
Also, just throw a Family Feud in there, and like anything is not reprehensible.
Reprehensible?
I tried to say a word, and it didn't work out for me.
It's okay.
How do you re-hemp something?
It's like I turned all of my clothes has over the past few years became hempsible because they're now hemp.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Dan, I made a merch shirt based off of that. You want to throw that up there for everyone to see?
Yeah.
Who run the world? Geese.
Oh my!
I love that I typed in
God.
Beyonce geese, and I was like, let's see what the internet has for me.
Ow.
And this was the #1 image, baby.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
Would you guys watch Who Run the World Geese? Geese.
I. Oh man.
Yeah, fun here.
We have too much fun here
Damn.
sometimes.
Too much fun, I agree. So wait, do you know that Furby in real life? Is that a Furby you all are familiar with?
Apparently, I still thought it was really funny that there was a snake like Furby and a snake like Kirby said in the same week. So I couldn't not.
I mean,
That's so funny.
I've definitely seen pictures of long Furby, and I know that like actual like that black and white Furby is like an actual Furby, but normal size. So maybe that's what people were referring to, is like the normal version of that long Furby.
Right. I'd be very frightened if I saw that.
Yeah.
Because you know that thing would like, it definitely has a mind of its own, you know?
Apparently it's theirs. That's what they're saying.
What?
Wow.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy. What a world we live in. What a
Wow,
world.
that's terrifying.
Thanks for bringing these. Thanks for bringing us these images week after week. We
It
really
has an
appreciate turning
Instagram
them.
account.
What?
That Furby has an Instagram apparently.
What?
Wow.
Can you put that in our Discord for reasons? Just for reasons.
Just for
You know.
reasons.
Yeah, I would love to see that later. Please put it in there
A sample
for
of its
all to
genetic
see.
material so we can clone it and create an armada.
Also, if anyone has pets that have an Instagram, feel free to put those in there too. We don't want your Instagram, but if you have a non sequitur one that we should
But
follow,
if any of your pets run Instagrams that are pictures of you, we want those.
yeah, put those in there for sure. One of my favorite.
That would be amazing. I don't have an Instagram right now, but now I really want to make one and say that it's my pet
Running
runs
your Instagram.
Yeah, all the are just like human.
That's such a good concept.
The description would just be woof, 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 woof.
You make a bunch of other accounts and have them comment like meow meow meow.
That's some real sad. That would get really scary real quick.
Oh my god.
Oh, Ronius, we're coming in here with these puns. Two of my favorites. So I pretty much only follow people I know or other Twitch streamers that we've become friends with. But there are two accounts that I follow personally that are not people I know, and that's My Hotel Carpet, which is this guy who's like a National Geographic photographer who just takes photos of his hotel carpets because he travels all over the world. And like scrolling through it is mesmerizing, the patterns. And then the other one I follow is Philly Potties, which are just like glamour shots of bathrooms in Philadelphia of like bars and restaurants. Because it's fun. They post it. I'm like, oh, I've been to this one. Or I'm like, I don't know what restaurant this is, but they've got a great bathroom. I should check it out.
That sounds fun, actually.
Check out a
fun. It's
restaurant
wholesome.
for the bathroom.
That just reminds me of this season of Queer Eye. They were in Philadelphia, and a couple of them, I was like, I was on that street one time, and one was literally on my commute to work. So like that was crazy.
I feel that way about the movie National Treasure. I've been to that Liberty Bell.
That was most of the
Yeah.
enjoyment for also watching Dispatches from Elsewhere, the AMC show that was shot in Philly, because it's just like
That I'm in.
it's everywhere.
I don't.
You might see Steven
I don't watch It's Always Sunny. Like I haven't, seen a lot of it. But I did see one clip. Like every once in a while, my friends will post a clip or something like that. And I saw one clip where the opening shot was of Pisby, which is a building at the university that we all went to. And I was like, oh shoot, like I've been exactly there. They're doing terrible things and being terrible people where I've been a terrible
They
thing.
actually filmed an episode in a Drexel classroom too. I think they filmed
It might have honestly been that episode.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Whoa, Toonwit, that's so cool.
Ooh.
I think she's saying that she worked on Kurai.
Yeah.
Oh, super cool.
NDA. That's so cool.
Nice. We got some talented folks running
It's
around
just
in here.
a
So-
personal NDA. It's like I personally do not want to talk about this until it's out.
Keep it spoiler free. There should be spoiler NDAs that you have amongst friends. Like you make your friends sign a spoiler NDA.
That's
and
just
if
a
they breach
contract
it-
at that point. It's not an NDA.
Yeah, that
anymore.
contract's just like don't spoil it or my fist. Like that's it. That's the whole contract.
It would be legally binding, though.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Always Sunny mostly films in LA now, except for like a few exteriors.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There is a bar in Old City too that is owned by Mac from the show. It's called Mac's Tavern or something like that. And then there's the actual Patty's Pub that they like took inspiration from is also in Old City as well.
Oh, cool.
It's like nowhere near any of the tourism stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
The Batman movies were shot in a combination of I think New York, Chicago, and Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So every once in a while I see shots and I'm like, oh, that's Pittsburgh. I've been there. I know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Let's move on to our next game, Swipe Right. We've talked about it earlier, but here it is now. So what we're going to need from the chat is we're just going to need a bunch of nouns. That's all you guys got to give us. You give us nouns and we'll do the rest. We're going to make puns based off of your nouns. Well, 4 of us are going to make puns, and Dan is just going to ramble.
Hey, you gotta spice it up.
Just
Give 'em
established
something
that's how this
different.
Mamma mia! Let's get into it.
Pass the SpaghettiOs.
It's a good bit.
All right, here we go.
Alrighty. 10,000, or nope, that's a different game. Speeding tickets. Melissa, go on a date with a speeding ticket.
A date with me is like a speeding ticket because it was fun while it lasted, but then, things caught up to you.
A date with me.
Oh, go for it.
A date with me is like a speeding ticket because, it's fine.
A date with me is like a speeding ticket. 9 of them are fine, but once you do the 10th, you realize that you did something wrong.
Date with me is like a speeding ticket. One flash and you've been over too quickly.
Dating me is like a speeding ticket. You'll argue with me for hours not to have it, but I'm still gonna give it to you anyway.
Let's move on to a zombie.
Date with me is like a zombie. I'm also dead inside.
Date with me is like a zombie because it's all about the brains.
A date with me is like a zombie because something's gonna spread.
A date with me is like a zombie. I always go for the head. Let's move on to a cactus.
A date with me is like a cactus. I'm a prick.
A date with me is like a cactus because people are always worried about getting too close.
Oh.
A date with me is like a cactus. There's not much water here, but hey, if given the option.
Alrighty, let's move on to. Go ahead.
I got
Nope.
nothing.
Well, now you have to.
A
Take it
date
off.
with me is like a cactus because at the end of it, you'll be going.
I'm so glad we didn't miss that. Let's do a boat. A date with me is like a boat.
A date with me is like a boat because the whole time you've got a sinking feeling something's gonna go wrong.
A date with me is like a boat. The only thing that could fix it is flex tape.
A date with me is like a boat because I ship us.
A date with me is like a boat because I like to say I'm on a yacht, but really it's just a dinghy.
A date with me is like a boat because I throw up every time I go below deck.
Oh no!
Oh my God, Daniel!
God. Dan, our parents watch the show.
Yeah, red cards all around.
God.
What were you saying about Dan rambling?
Oh God, go back to rambling.
Back to rambling.
Why don't, just for posterity's sake, why don't we just do Pokemon, and then we'll end it after that.
Okay, Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Date with me is like a Pokemon. You say you had a good time, I say ditto.
A date with me is like a Pokemon because I like to choke people.
A date with me is like a Pokemon. I'm just a Nido King looking for my Nido Queen.
A date with me is like a Pokemon because there's a lot of emphasis on the balls.
A date with me is like Pokemon because however we swing it, I'm gonna Squirtle first.
A date with me is like a Pokemon. There's a lot of unknowns and it'll never come up again.
A date with me is like Pokemon. You wanted a Jigglypuff, but you got a Jigglypuff.
A date with me is like a Pokemon because a Wobbuffet will ruin everything.
Rip.
Okay, we'll end it there. Oh, this clip is gonna get us in trouble.
Oh no.
You specifically called me out before, and you're like, if you don't give puns, I swear to God. I'm like, all right, I got a pun.
It paints such a vivid and awful picture.
It's not good.
It just tells the worst story imaginable.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh. Oof, that game.
Oh God.
Yeah, we won't be
almighty.
playing that game anymore.
No, that game's canceled forever.
Yeah,
No, it was.
don't tweet that clip to Campbell.
Talk about chunky.
Heyo.
I'm just on the track to getting me Twitter canceled. That's
Oh, why don't we go ahead and roll along? We'll go into our next game. And for this game, we need to send Max out of the room.
Get out of here, Max.
Bye.
Go away.
Damn fool.
He's gone.
Alrighty. So what we're going to need is we're going to play the game press conference. So Max did something really good or really terrible, and it's up to us to figure out what that is. Alex, give me some examples.
Some examples are they crocheted an entire city. They are the reason that the dinosaurs went extinct. Let's see, what are some others that I've had?
Oh, the Pope Mobile.
They stole the invisible boatmobile. Yeah, I mean anything like that. It
Same
can
thing,
be,
Steve.
on all levels.
Sorry.
I realized most of those things seemed like bad things, but they don't have to be. It could be a really good thing.
I like suggestion. They filled Wyoming with wolves.
Oh my God. Yeah, all right.
You know what? He's not gonna get it, but we're gonna do it. Oh boy! Thank you,
All right.
for that amazing suggestion.
Oh my God.
Don't know where.
Let's bring Max back in.
All right, and let's take it away.
And we're back. Breaking news. We have found out some people are claiming this individual is a hero. Others are claiming them to be anti-human in a way. But let's hear from them now.
Hi everyone. I just wanted to say for those who support me, I'm completely humbled and honored. I'm largely very sorry about what I've done. After I've thought about it in these past couple of days, I'm incredibly apologetic, and I'll be willing to answer any questions you may have for me.
Well, not to be rude, but we've heard this story before, and it often involves you crying. So tell me, is this going to really be the last time you do this, or is it going to happen again?
That's the most difficult part about this is that I just sometimes it seems like I just know that it's going to be like a 5-year cycle, like I'm just going to do it over and over again.
Wow. I've got a question for you. Why? Why?
That's a great point. And it's just because I've lost a great many number of cats, and I had to use that sorrow in some way, and it came pouring out of me in this specific expression. Yes, to the man in the black shirt.
Yeah, do you think maybe the reason you lost the cats was because of the thing you were doing? I mean, that has to be it, right?
It was
Yeah.
a little bit of a self-feeding system where I had cats, some died, I did this, I was sad because that killed more cats, so I had to buy more cats because I was more sad. It was a really terrible, vicious cycle.
Yes. A quick question. A lot of people are just howling mad at you. Many people say that what you did was it was atrocious. But others are actually applauding you and saying that, maybe now, there's sort of a place, a belonging. Which side do you take on this matter?
I just think that us in the werewolf community really have such a troubling time. And I've found certain support groups, but it happens, and every moon I become this beast, and I hurt those around me. Yes, the man in the glasses.
Yes, now I think the question is not where, but why. And I was wondering, are you trying to move mountains, or more specifically, are you trying to move the rivers?
Yes, while it's true, you touched on an important topic. I don't consider myself a werewolf. I do consider myself a Y-wolf because I'm incredibly philosophical, and I think about these things like the mountains and the rivers as great inspiration for natural inspiration. Yeah, yes, the man in the black shirt again.
Yeah, look, we're just gonna come out. The state government has been very vocal about how they protest against any actions like this. Like, their whole funding as a state has gone towards cleaning up your mess. Is there anything redeemable that you think came out of this act?
I mean, the waste management allocation of funds that has been used by the state. I will stand up for myself and say that I am a taxpayer as well as a werewolf, as well as a cat lover, and I have paid in part for some of those waste management funds. Yes, the man in the glasses.
Yes. When asked why previously, again, when asked why, you said it was for roaming. You said that you really wanted to just give them a space where they could walk around and have it their own. Has that changed for you, or is this just more falsities?
Yeah, no, that has not changed for me. I felt as though spaces to talk online were not appropriate, so it was really important to get a physical space in order to call our own, and I know that people have come back pretty hard against that point. Yes.
You claim to be a werewolf. Do you consider all of those that you set loose to be sort of your brethren or underlings, considering that they don't have the same level of sentience as you? And again, I want to reiterate what many of my colleagues have asked. Why this state? This state in particular, why?
Right. The thing is that I am quite a spiritual person, being a werewolf. I feel a great connection to the wolves in my pack. And bringing them to, you see, I originally grew up in Wyoming, and growing up in Wyoming, I realized the beauty of the nature and what the state could do with its, tax-funded programs. And I am going to attempt to pass a bill that will allow wolves to become citizens as well, so wolves can also pay taxes. Yes, sir.
So what was the point of this? People can't even live here anymore. Why so many?
I think as humans, we always think that human society is the best, but there are just thousands and hundreds of thousands of wolves in the United States, and bringing them all into Wyoming, it's just, there's so few people in Wyoming. Let's just bring all of the wolves into Wyoming. They're my brethren. We'll form a wolf society where we'll all pay taxes and be able to clean up the poop with waste management funding, and we'll just create a fantastic society. What better way to use the state of Wyoming?
Well, this just in, Wyoming has succeeded from the United States and is renaming itself in honor of its new wolf hero. Congratulations on your new citizenship, and now we go back to our regularly scheduled program. This goes out to the other 49. Thank you all for being here. Max, I'm impressed. Max. Good job, buddy.
Wolfoming. Exactly.
Wolfoming. Dang it. The joke's off. It's always a second too late.
Yeah, you said, said where earlier, and then you said something with W, which made me think of, you were trying to go for Wyoming, but I was like, oh, they're trying to get me werewolf. I'm a werewolf.
It fit right in with the narrative.
Yeah.
It was easy for us to be able to lead to wolves because you had the werewolf thing going on. So.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I thought that the Wyoming part was going to be the hard part.
Yeah, I was scared because I got 3 hints in, like 3 bits in, and then I was like, 1, I have no idea what I'm doing. 2, I haven't actually played this game. Normally Alex plays it. And I was like, what if I just do not get it whatsoever? And I did like 3 bits. I was like terrified, but eventually I got it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, you did a great job with it. And that was a great suggestion too. So thank you.
WYY.
I think Zen called that like a legendary hint. It's like legendary question.
Hey, Sim1 Blanket, thanks for the follow.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. We're just gonna end on a hoedown, and then that'll be our show, everyone. So thank you all. Unless I'm completely.
Oh yeah, Turiel Glockenspiel, that's your friend. Well, guess what? Now they're our friend.
You can't have them back. They're ours.
Find your own friend.
Take it, just like Wyoming.
I guess you're gonna have to find some other friend to bring here that doesn't know about us already, huh?
You're the person who made the long Furby.
Hey,
Oh my God, we love your work.
Yeah, we're big fans.
Legendary.
Dan, pull up the card for them.
We can do
I want a chorus of Dan just making noises.
4-part harmony with it.
It's too hard. I can't do it.
All right,
It'll
we'll
be in
do
our
it later.
Discord. Look in the Discord.
Check out our Discord for it. All right, let's go ahead and do a hoedown, and then we'll call it a day. What should our hoedown be about? Check.
Put it in chat. What are we doing?
What's the
Look at
hoedown
that
about?
polymerization.
Tim, what should we sing about?
We should sing about polymerization.
Why wolves?
Why?
His name is Bradwell. Wow, interesting. I guess we're singing about Furbies.
Furbies.
Pretty overwhelming.
Furbies.
Okay.
Righty, let's do it.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I summon demons for fun. It's really great until you have to run. Today I summoned Long Furby, and that's why I'm dead against hell. All right.
Hey, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I once thought that I would have a friend, but it turned out to be my very end, because Furby caught up to me, and now I'm in hell. Can't you see?
I have lots of friends who love this lore, so we keep on going. But shocker, it is gore. Furby has turned vicious, and now he's out to kill. What started out as a joke has turned into a thrill.
Oh, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm a tough guy. I've seen lots of war. There's almost nothing that gives me a bore. But there's one thing that made my heart arrest. I locked eyes with Furby, and now I am possessed.
Hey, I got to pick a toy at the store. I got a Furby. My sister, she got more. She got all these toys, including Polly Pocket. But my Furby threw it in the socket. Threw it in the socket.
Well, the eternal war rages on between Bramwell, Long Furby, and our Dreadlord Bricko.
Yeah, I feel like a Long Furby would be like some kind of damned emissary to Bricko.
Yeah, I agree. In the hierarchy of hell escapes, definitely Bricko. Like Long Furby is like the Mercury of Bricko's court. It's a weird conversation to have for people who've never been here before. Anyways, we are Show Until Live. Thank you to all the new people who tuned in, our new friends that we've stolen, and the ones we've earned along the way. Appreciate you guys being here. We are Show and Tell Live. We are a comedy improv troupe that does online comedy improv. We're here every Friday, so come check us out next Friday. We also do other fun things throughout the week. And yeah, that's pretty much the Glock and spiel of it. See what I did there? Yeah. Alleged comedians. Yeah, so we pretty much have 2 orders of business. The first is, who are we going to raid? I was thinking we should go say hi to our good friend Motion Design. If you want a person who's a DJ and a groom, let's go check out Motion Design.
Let's jam.
They're doing, right now they're doing noir, goth, alternative, post-punk, retro, and more. And I don't know if they're still there, but earlier they had their lawyer in chat to answer questions about all the copyright strikes that people have been getting. So that could be fun. Let's go hang out with Motion Design and his lawyer. But before we do that, we have to end the show the way we end every single show. Alex, how do we end every single show? Every single time?
We end every single show by, pretending that a long Furby is strangling us, and we kind of like it.
All right, that's how we end every single show, of course. And here we go.
All right, thanks everybody. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. That's our show. Appreciate it.
Oh, it's a long Furby. Oh no, it's so long. I can't get it off.
Good to see you. Long time no see.
It's not bad.
I got it. Just keeps going up. Oh, does it just keep?
And we're out.
Oh God. Oh, no.